respected Poonamji, Sanjeev, Yogeshji, all the Charuji, all the distinguished members of the Munjal family and friends. When I was coming over here, I had no idea what to expect. And I just sent across a small message to my wife that this is perhaps one of the most memorable days in my life. And thank you for making it that. I have just 2 or 3 thoughts to share with you. You have all the wisdom, all the experience that life has taught us. But notwithstanding, I'd like to share a couple of thoughts with you. But before doing that, I think the wisdom of life, the spirit of life, was captured so beautifully in the songs, in the group songs that we heard, and the individual song that we heard from Mr. Bhandari. The songs, "Tu Mera Sahara Hai, Main Tera Sahara Hu." What can be a bigger truism than this in life? जिंदगी और कुछ भी नहीं, तेरी मेरी कहानी है. What else is life? It's about you and me. 2 पल के जीवन से एक उम्र चुरानी है. We have to live in the moment to live a life. And finally, आगे भी जाने ना तू, पीछे भी जाने ना तू. What a beautiful collection of songs that epitomizes life and the wisdom of life. So may I request you, before I close on this, not to forget the solo sung by Mr. Bhandari, "Hai apna dil to awara." At this age to sing that, what a wonderful thing. So may I request a round of applause for all these wonderful singers. Let me tell you what is my takeaway from here. The first thing is, whatever we can achieve alone, we can do much more together. I always thought, it is individual leadership that matters. And of course it matters. Without Poonamji's leadership, we won't be in second innings. But what we can do collectively is like the harmonic orchestra. You can play the drums separately, you can play the harmonium separately, you can play the various instruments separately, but when they come together, they make the beautiful song. And it is the coming together of all of you which actually gives meaning to second innings. I'm so delighted. There is a study which was done by Harvard. It started 75 years back. And the study carries on till today. And this study is about happiness. What makes some people happy? What makes a community happy? What is durable happiness? Not happiness for that 1 minute or 5 days or 1 year, but lifelong happiness. And while it's a very deep study, there are 3 elements they have found which define happiness. The first sign of happy people, happy communities, happy individuals, happy families is that they all have happy relationships. Imagine you win an award, you come home, and there is nobody to share that happiness with. You don't have friends, neighbors, brothers, sisters, cousins to share it with. It is not happiness. So happy relationships, and Poonamji, people like you who help to create those relationships, is the first pillar on which happiness of a society, of a community is built. The second thing which they found in this deep study at Harvard is that people who have faith, who have a belief, who believe there's a purpose in life, or people who give them a purpose in life, Poonamji, like you, that is the foundation of happiness. To believe कि पहले भी कुछ नहीं था, आगे भी कुछ नहीं है, you feel lost. The anchor is that I am here for a cause. If God brought me here, there is a cause. Whether I'm young or I'm old, it doesn't matter. Whether I'm rich or I'm poor, it doesn't matter. But I'm here. This faith that there is a power above, there is a force above, and it is because of that that I am here. This is the foundation of happiness. And here comes the third one. Individuals who are happy, families who are happy, communities we are happy, have people who work for a cause, who work for a belief. They plant trees in whose shade they may never sit down. They do things for people who have nothing to give you in return. Poonamji, do you see yourself there? I must tell you, I was recollecting this study when you were, Yogeshi, I was writing some little notes. If you noticed, that is the note I was writing. I see all these elements of durable happiness. You are the catalyst. And thank you very much. I want to narrate a small 30-second instance to you. I used to go for a walk in the Rose Garden. Those of you might know it's very close to IIT Delhi. It's a very nice, beautiful garden. And I was prodded by my wife that you should go there. I'm otherwise not a morning person. So I would go there, and after some time I said, I don't like it. She said, why don't you like it? And I said, I go for a walk, I cross so many people, but they're all looking glum. They're all looking sad. Early morning, you should have a cheerful face, some energy. So she said, look, why don't you smile at them and see what happens? And guess what happened? I started doing it, and everybody is smiling back. And I built some of my best friends over there. This is life. You have lit the candle, and the light will come from so many candles. Thank you very much for doing that. I compliment you. Finally, I think it's important for me to leave a thought with you about aging. It is inevitable. It's going to happen to all of us. I'm also in my 70s, incidentally, and I look at what my next 5, 10, 8, 20 years might look like if I'm blessed with those years. First of all, it's very fortunate to be aged. Not everybody gets there. So it's a good position to be in, despite whatever else. Every age offers its own rewards and challenges. As a child, you are waiting to hold somebody's hand. to learn to walk, to cross a street, or whatever. When you grow old, you're waiting for somebody to hold your hand. Look at how the circle of life brings you back. Poonamji, I'm again referring to you. You are providing that hand to complete the circle of life.
And to so many people. To so many people.
And to so many people. And to so many people. Since you mentioned that, let me tell you a little story. One of my favorite authors is Khalil Gibran. And if you have not had the opportunity to read him, please do. His most famous book is The Prophet, but there are many, many other books which are snippets about his philosophy. It will take you not more than 5 minutes to read some of his great thoughts. And let me share a thought with you. Poonamji, it applies to you. It applies, Sanjeev, to you. And to Yogeshji, to your whole family. Who has done this? There was a group of people. They were taken into a room in which there was no light. It was a very dark room. People kept coming in, and then the door was shut. All these people were carrying something in their hand, and I'll tell you what. So when these people came into this room, they didn't know, why am I here? They didn't know who's standing next to me. Is he or she my friend? Or could be somebody who's a jeb katra. Could be a person who is not my friend. Could harm me. Everybody was full of apprehension and doubt. Because the room was dark and there was no one to show the light. And then one person lit a candle. And now there was a little bit of light, flickering of light, and you could see that there are many people around in the room. There are men, there are women, there are boys and girls, but you were still very apprehensive. You still had doubt. What is this all about? And then the second person lit his candle. And then there was more light. And as every person kept lighting that candle, now the room was lit. Now you could see that there is a beautiful set of people like this over there in the room. I have nothing to fear. And there were smiles on people's faces. You see, Poonamji, what that one candle did. It brought light and laughter in the face of so many people and gave them a sense of belonging. So compliments to you, compliments to Second Innings, and compliments to all of you over here, because you are the ones who make Second Innings what it is. Thank you very much. I am deeply privileged and honored to be here. Thank you very much.